This Time for Me, a Memoir, by Alexandra Billings, with Joanne Gordon, performed by Alexandra Billings. Junior high school in Schaumburg was a reformatory, a house of horrors with no exit. It confined every single horrible human on the planet within one crowded, smelly, hormoned-up, skanky cell block. Lunch in the cafeteria at Jane Addams Junior High devolved into lessons in the art of both lying and magic. The magic was smoke and mirrors, disappearing behind the drapes so the bullies could not find you, being so entertaining that when you were sawed in half in front of 30 or 40 middle schoolers, you knew how to emerge whole. The lying was easy. By the time I was 13, my imagination and the texture of my lies were richly developed. I boasted that I had a brother who was my protector and who would find my bullies and beat them senseless if they touched me. That I had an uncle who was the assistant principal at the school, so they'd better be careful how they treated me, that I could have them expelled. That I had a family connected to the underground mafia. And that I had a father who was an assassin for the CIA and worked across enemy lines in Vietnam. That last one was true. See, if you mix the truth with the lies, they can't tell the difference. Smoke and mirrors. But even the magic tricks and the well-performed lies could not always protect me from the bullying and the violence. Sometimes it worked, mostly it didn't. The abuse accumulated, weighty and cumbersome on my soul. The attacks that occurred at Jane Addams Junior High School between 1973 and 1975 were relentless. Once, a group of boys found me in front of the art room, which was right across from the cafeteria. Without warning, they dumped a large blue barrel of dead fish over my head. I ran to the principal's office, reeking of fish and stale water, and when the principal finally met with me, he asked what I had done to provoke this kind of violence. Then there was the boy who tripped me going down the stairs. He would wait, every Tuesday and Thursday, in the same place, between the threshold and the first stair. If I tried to avoid him and take another route, or maybe have someone with me, he would hunt me down. He would find me, wherever I was, and trip me. Sometimes he threw me down the concrete stairs that trailed off into the back part of the building. Sometimes, surprising me, he pushed me directly into an open classroom while a lesson was in session. As a rule, grace is not one of my attributes. Tripping me has always been easy. And when I fall, I usually land face first. I've never had much upper body strength, and so bracing myself is always difficult. By the end of the 2 years at Jane Addams, the bridge of my nose was permanently dented, and my forehead had a black and blue mark on it. If you look closely, you can see it still. The bus was particularly frightening. Fag, Scotty boy, sissy, and other homophobic slurs they could manufacture were shouted by both the girls and the boys as I boarded the bus. I had to make my way to the back because the few times I tried to just get on and sit down as quickly as possible, I'd be shoved to the floor. On the first day of our final year, everyone was assigned new lockers. I found mine and scribbled all over it in black marker were the words fag and Brown Mexico, and Scotty Homo. Large, dark, dangerously readable letters. As the other students began to fill the hallway, I tried to rub the words off with spit. I wiped and wiped, but nothing happened, and I began to cry. My stomach ached, and I started dry heaving. My knees buckled, and I fell, unable to catch myself. My head hit the locker, and the loud thud echoed down the hallway. Heads turned. Some people giggled. Some people whispered. One boy came by, and, as if I were a football in the first quarter, gave me a running kick in the testicles.